Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to be testing out some viral Instagram slime trends that I literally see everywhere, so I thought it would be really fun to test them out on camera and see if they actually work. So the first one we're going to be testing is lipstick slime, and for this all we're going to need is some clear slime and also some lipstick. And I was worried this wouldn't be super pigmented if I didn't use two, so I decided to chop up two and just place them in the center of my slime. And I started to fold the slime over just very carefully because I wasn't sure how easy it would be to mix in, if they would just kind of melt in. And I actually found it quite hard, and I wasn't sure whether or not it would change the texture, so I made sure the slime was super sticky, as you can see here, but it didn't change the texture at all. It was really hard to mix in though. The lipstick was very tough. I don't know why I thought it would be easy. I think it's just because it glides on your lips so smoothly, so I expected it to mix into slime like that, and as you can see it did become super pigmented, but I found so many lipstick chunks no matter how many times I kind of pressed it in, and as you can see it does become super glossy and pretty, but it kind of looks like a white glue slime and it does have loads of chunks in it. The biggest slime trend at the moment is how to make cloud slime, and this is such an unusual way to make it. So the first thing we're going to need is some ultra dry nappies, and as you can see here I just opened it up to get to the center part, which is where all the absorbent stuff is, and then I just poured so much water on, just like as much as you can get into the nappy without it leaking, which is such a gross thought, isn't it? I let the nappy sit for 3 minutes before going in and chopping open the middle, just so everything had a chance to evenly distribute and kind of like just spread around, I guess, and become extra absorbent. And then I started taking out handfuls and just mixing it into the slime I made before. So this is a clear slime, and I was really curious onto what would happen with a white slime as well, so I'm doing that after. But this became really cool. It was kind of like I was just adding fake snow. It was just as good. I would say it's a little less stretchy. As you can see here, it does mix in very easily, and it does change the texture immediately. And I found that the more snow you were adding, the more water you needed to add with this, but I didn't find that it melted the slime as much as normal fake snow does. So that's a massive bonus, and obviously it's a lot easier to find than fake snow, but like I said, it does break very easily, so it isn't the best for kind of cloud slimes. It doesn't give that cloud slime effect really, but it does create a nice kind of icy slime. Another thing I was really impressed with is normally cloud slimes leave so much mess on my table when I use fake snow, but as you can see here, this just picked itself up and it didn't create any mess. So I thought it was about time that I tried it with some white glue as well, and this was quite a thick glossy slime that I'm adding it to, and I decided to add loads of water because of that, because I didn't want it to kind of just become really tough. And as you can see, it melted down very quickly when I added the water, and this was more of a cloud slime texture, but it wasn't a cloud slime at the same time. The next method has been one that's been so requested recently, and this is how to make instant clear slime. And I've been really skeptical on this because in my opinion you can't make instant clear slime. It's one of those very long processes, but basically what someone came up with is you need a cup of borax solution, and this is half a teaspoon of borax and a cup of water, and then you pour your clear slime or clear glue instantly into this solution and leave it for 2 minutes, and then it will just form a slime. So I decided to test it by pinching it, and as you can see it seemed pretty formed, so I started to take it out, and I did notice that it split up into parts. So there was one big like blob, and then there were 2 little parts. So I just took them out, and as you can see they basically look like a slime. It wasn't sticky on my fingers at all, and it was really clear. So I was so impressed with this, and I definitely thought it worked until I started playing with it, and I actually found that the center was so sticky and it was just the outside that was kind of ready. Once I mixed it up, I found that it got to a really putty texture, which personally I really like, but obviously it isn't ideal if you're trying to make clear slime. Possibly the hottest slime trend right now is rainbow glitter mixing, and I literally love these videos because they're so pretty and they're so fun to watch it being mixed in. So all we're gonna need is some clear slime, and you can use your like instant clear slime if that method worked for you, and then we're just gonna add a bunch of glitters on top. And I got these off Amazon. I think they were super cheap. It was like £3 for the whole pack, and I just went ahead and just added them in a little pretty pattern. So when I pushed it down, it will create that pattern in the slime, and it was very, very pretty. I was expecting it to just kind of look like a bit of a mess and all mold together and make a really ugly color, but it really didn't. It looked gorgeous on the top, and the patterns actually in the slime were so pretty no matter how many times you poked down on it. So I decided to start picking it up and mixing in the colors because I just wanted to see what the end color would be, because I feel like a lot of people show the actual glitter mixing but not the final product. So I was wondering if it would be super ugly, and at first we got this little cool little effect and I literally loved it. I just, as you can see, it just is beautiful, so I just stared at it for ages, and then I started to mix it in and said goodbye to all the pretty patterns and just made it into one color. And I just dipped this out onto the table because, as you can see, there is so much glitter around the pot. So do this on a table that you don't mind getting messy, because it is going to kind of overflow. And it turned into such a pretty color. It was kind of like a rainbow mermaidy color, and I just loved it. It was so pretty. This was one I was sure was going to work, and by me saying that I've probably given away the outcome, but it's basically just putting slime in cling film and then chopping it open. So I was like, how hard could this be? And the answer is very. So when you put the cling film in, I just thought you could make it into a ball shape and then it would stay, but it looks okay from the top, and then underneath it just kind of all falls out on your hand and it's super sticky. But when I chopped it open, it was quite easy to push out the first part, but then literally half of the slime was stuck in the cling film, so I was trying to pull it out, and as you can see, it comes out in really small parts. So I decided to stick the cling film on the slime, hoping it would stick off, but then all the plastic got stuck in it and it was basically so sucky. So I started to move on to the next method, which is drawing on slime. And you're going to need some highlighters or felt tip markers with like a big nib on it, and we're just going to draw on our slime in different patterns. And I think Slime Oot started this trend. Most of these trends are requested ones, but if they aren't, then I'm definitely going to be linking everyone who inspired me in the description, so don't forget to check that out. So I decided to dot it around the place just to try and get a cool effect when I was picking up the slime, and I started to pick up the slime from one angle, and as you can see, it looks really cool when it's being stretched out, but I didn't find that it pigmented the slime very much, so that effect only lasted for maybe 2 folds, and then it just became like a little bit of a swirl in the white slime, and it all became very orange, which I was surprised at. I must have put a bit more orange marker than everything else. One of my most requested things is to put toilet paper in slime, and I found that it actually wasn't the worst thing, so I decided to call this method how to make butter slime with no clay. So we're just going to add our little toilet paper, and as you can see here, the toilet paper looks super thin, and this is because there's normally 2 sheets of toilet paper stuck back to back on like one little thing. So I just opened it up and like halved it so it was easier to mix in. I did find that it became so tough, so if you're adding this to slime, add it to a really sticky one, or like I did, just add loads and loads of moisturizer and add the thing in that way, and that way you won't have to break up the tissue as much. But I do find that it's better if you do, just because it doesn't become so lumpy. As you can see here, there are so many chunks that I'm kind of missing just because I kind of rushed it and chucked loads in, but the texture when you add one piece at a time is really nice, but this method is quite time consuming. As you can see here though, it turned from a really sticky slime into quite a tough slime, so it really does thicken everything up, and the more you play with it, the smoother it gets as well. The one thing that really bothered me about this is how easily it ripped, and also it doesn't spread with a knife, but it does spread with your hands. This was another method I was really excited to try out, and it's basically putting slime in balloons. And I don't know how people do this because it's literally the toughest thing. As you can see here, I struggled so much. I probably got like less than a pea size of slime into my balloons. I don't know how people do this without cutting open it, and it's just the hardest thing. And when you kind of try and stick it into the slime to kind of push everything in, it sticks to the slime, and as you can see, it was a massive fail. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And in the coming weeks, I'll definitely be uploading more than one video a week, so don't forget to hit that notification bell just to know when I upload my videos. And it probably will be on Fridays and Mondays, so I'll see you next week, and I hope you had a lovely day.